Ready?
Yeah, what's the sound
No, you're right. That's fine. Well, welcome to the Reposs Isthmian show, and today we're on tour. Well, I am anyway. Keith's at home unwell, but we're down at Cheshunt Football Club, so a massive thank you to Dean for letting us use his ballroom tonight, and of course down here at Cheshunt. But I suppose it introduces everybody that's here with me tonight, and of course we have Dean to my left, maybe to your right on screen. Welcome, Dean.
Thank you.
The legend himself, Mr. Peaky Blinders himself. Craig sitting to my left. And of course, Jake, Mr. Foghorn himself, to my right from Harlow Town as well.
Cheers, thank you.
I suppose what we'll do then first, as we normally do, we'll just go through some of these scores from the weekend, and I suppose we'll go into your sort of knowledge, Craig and Jake and Dean as well, what you think on the scores as we go along. So we'll start off then with the Premier Division. Hornchurch 1, Dorking 1.
Well, I needed it, Hornchurch, a tough time, and it's a good point. I think they come from behind to get it. And they could win at Harlow last week, so looks like they've got a couple of good results.
89th minute equalised as well from Saunders as well. Bishop Stortford 0, Kingstonian 3. 326 there. Bishop Stortford seemed to have hit a bit of a sticky spell, right?
And Kingstonian on the flip side have really put one together. You look at their side, Kingstonian, they're a very, very strong side. And it did really surprise me.
It's one of those ones where I must admit, I looked at it and gone to somewhere like one of the Sky Bets and people like you look at the odds, and Bishop Stortford were the favourites to win that on the day. But then earlier on in the season, Kingstonian were favourites to win the league. Hornchurch in the first game were actually favourites to win the Premier Division.
Wow.
On some of the betting sites that looked into it again. Bognor Regis 2, Carshaltwood Athletic 0. Is that a bit of a surprise? Because Carshaltwood, been going great guns as well lately on the pier.
It's always a tough going down to Bognor, and never surprises me if they win at home against anybody. So no real surprise for me.
Burgess Hill Town 0, Folkestone Victor 0. Good result for Harlow, that one?
Yeah, definitely. I think the results in and around us actually went our way for a change, which was nice. So obviously, 0-0 draw for us. Wasn't as bad as it could have been had the others won. So yeah, definitely a good result for Harlow. Not so much for Burgess Hill.
Cricket Casuals 0, Harlow Town 0, 2-4-4. And of course, people look at that game, good result down from the bottom area of the league, but even better result when we tell them that, of course, if the people that don't know, somebody was sent off quite early on as well.
Yeah, it was the last man. I thought it was Stonewall when I watched it live, but when I watched the replay of it on the footage, I recorded it's a bit soft, but it's last man, so he's got to go. And in a way, I think it helped us because we were defending with our lives. We had the new lad in from Egham, Curtis Ujar, who's obviously been around with Harrow, stuff like that. Very vocal, and he's absolutely solid as well. And to be fair, I think we should have won the game. We had enough chances to go and win the game, but taking a 0-0 with having 10 men for 75 minutes, especially where we are on the table, you take it all day long, especially away from home.
Fantastic result there. I had a chat with Curtis coming over, and I think he wanted to go into the Premier Division.
Yeah.
And for any team, if you're not in trouble, he would be a big sign for him because, like you say, he's very vocal. He's a leader, and if you want people to go to war with, you'll have him in your side.
Yeah.
He's the one player I think that stood out for me. I was just defending it, but I just
It was it, and if you got him a few weeks earlier.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been, yeah.
Edinburgh Town 1, Lewis 1. Are you surprised with Lewis? I mean, now what they've done coming up from...
No.
What's that?
They get good support. They are a bit of a yo-yo club up and down, one minute fighting at the top of the conference side, next minute going through the league. And it's just how they've been as a club. But this year they're on the up. He's doing a good job over there, Darren, and so you know it didn't surprise me at all.
Haringey Borough. Well, what do we say about them? Haringey Borough 3, Whitehall 0. They just don't seem to be stopping the races, isn't they?
Fantastic. He's I mean, it's not even just a great season. He's had a great couple of years, Simon. And I think he's really found his feet over there. You know, we went over there pre-season, and he just seems so at home there. You know, and like that he's got everything how he wants it. And I don't think it's hard for him now to attract players there. He's got what he wants. He's in a great position that he can sort of pick and choose exactly what he wants coming in. And they've done unbelievably well because I would imagine they can't touch a lot of sides in there money-wise.
Well, I even saw him say on one of the social media sites, Facebook, Twitter, or whatever else, and he was out there cleaning the stands.
It was surprising.
This week.
And fair play to them, and I'm really pleased for them. I was pleased for them when they went up last year. You know, when it was the playoffs, I wanted them to go because they've got a lot of time, and he's just taking it on to the next level this year. So, you know, and they ain't showing any signs of.
No, not at all. No.
Just shows it can be done. They can get like 3 season tickets and they're top of the league.
Yeah.
So
and then also getting Gabriel back, and you'd thought that horrible defeat to MK Dons now it actually finished. That might sort of like give them a kick in the goalies, and they'd be heads down all the time. But since then, it's incredible.
Incredible. Ralston going back there, you know, and that's you know, with all due respect, I mean, it's always a club he could be liable to go back to, but when you're top of the league and you're going really well, or you're flying up the league, it's easy to attract that type of player from the division above, you know. So it sort of goes hand in hand. All the hard work, all the good results they're getting is coming to fruition because it makes life so much easier.
Leatherhead 2, Potters Bar Town 1. Leatherhead seem to be going on a bit of a upward spiral as well.
Yeah, they're a bit up and down, you know what I mean? Full due respect, I mean, they've got some good players over there, but it wouldn't surprise me if they lost 3 on the bounce as much as they would win 3 on the bounce. You know, I think they're one of those clubs, you know, so it surprised me.
Leatherhead for you? Another one of those ones that you going around or were in and around you?
yeah, well, we've taken 4 points off them this season, so it's about one of the only clubs I can say that for at the moment. But yeah, I think they've come on a lot since we played them at the beginning of the season because we drew 2-2 with them. But obviously since then, they've also lost Deschamps, Fairmont to Tonbridge, who is one of their better players, who's now obviously apparently now one of Tonbridge's better players, if you believe what their fans say as well. So that's obviously a massive loss for them. But I think they'll stay up. I don't think they've got enough in them to stay up in this division.
A lot of surprise with Margate 1, Worthing 1. I was expecting Worthing possibly to win that one.
It's another one.
Franny Collin from the equaliser, like 87.
And with the Margate, when you look through the Margate side, there's a lot of players there that are probably underperforming on any given day, and they're playing the side hopeless, you know, where we can expect a tough game, and they lift their game for it. They're going to give in when they're going. They don't do it enough.
Mersham 3, Wingate and Finchley 0. I was told the other week that Mersham were going to start struggling, and since then someone told me that they have lost.
Yeah. He's doing well down there, Aidan. You know, he's no one been down there for a while, and they play good football.
Bringing some big names as well down there as well.
Yeah. And they're doing well.
Tonbridge Angels 2, Brighton Interior Region 2. The Wolves have come off in spectacular fashion, haven't they, down at Tonbridge?
Yeah. But you know, they have a few years, I think, of underachieved. You know, you did expect them with the players they've got, perhaps the resources that they do better than the sort of in around the post. But
and of course, the main man himself, the machine, Mr. Reed, comes on and Southern gets hit.
Yeah.
And knows where the goal is. So he does. Into the North Division, Grays Athletic 3, Bury Town 2. Bishop getting a couple there as well. Back to Grays and putting the ball in the back of the net.
But no real surprise from me.
Great Waker 2, Malden Tiptree 4, 103 there. Big game of the day. Haybridge just won, Bowers and Pitsea 0.
Yeah, good great result. Great result. So I thought, Bowers might have got something there, but it could go either way. It's two good sides that are going to be up there.
Well, a great result for great result for Averley, and they weren't even playing.
Yeah.
So more than happy with that one. Stonetown Rangers 4, Romford 0. Romford started off the season and it was a rest trade, didn't they? And then all of a sudden it's no disrespect to the Magic and that down there, but it's become the normal one for them. I mean, now it's sort of got 2 points off of the relegation zone and dropped like a zone. That's stunning.
It's whether they can see. Last year they were always down the bottom and they got on a winning run. I think it's harder when you go the other way when you're on slump and then all of a sudden you're in the and then just don't know how to win anymore.
Well, Carl Bates has just said Solomon were absolutely superb at the weekend. So, Tilbury 4, Dereham 2, another side that are struggling massively in Dereham, and of course play company with their manager as well. Yesterday, I think it was. I saw it as well. So I know they said it was a hard decision. I think the manager was the assistant manager before, and the old manager was there. So I think it was some good connections with the club. So I think it was a bit of a upbeat one to actually do it. But again, really struggling. Another team that just seemed to be on an upward spiral. Whitton 2, Brentwood Town 1.
Fantastic. I spoke to him 3-4 weeks ago, and he's done ever so well, and to me they look like they were dead and buried, because they look like a club that haven't got a lot, and I know that he works really hard at it. That's one thing. He was with us. I was with Ricky on the 23s one season, and he's very, very hungry to learn. Always, and he works very, very hard. He's got a lot of ideas. And I think it was a really good fit for him to go in at Whitton. And his boy Winters Thurrock Saturday and scored the winner. So that must have been a fantastic day in their family.
Even better result, bear in mind, Whittam Town had Danny Norton, one of their on-field players, in goal. Because their goalkeeper got injured, so that's even better result for him as well.
That's not hard, is it?
We've had that.
Well, that must be a difficult decision now, because most times when you actually see, like, especially Isthmian football, there's not normally a goalkeeper on the bench, is there?
No.
You see a lot of going. And that seems to have come into it just lately. Where I know years ago when I first started in the league, there was always a goalkeeper on the bench.
Yeah.
But it seems to have slowly but surely got less and less goalkeepers on the bench. It's going to happen more regularly, I would have thought.
Well, I always had a keeper on the line, and then I was talking to the chairman of the Ricky. And I was there 7 years, it must have been 5 years, 4 years, 5 years into it. How many times have you used your number 2 keeper? And I think it was 2-3 times in 5 years. And even if you're paying a few quid extra, invariably, no disrespect to number 2 keepers, if they get on the pitch and the keeper that's gone off has got any long-term injury, he'll go and get another keeper. Now, so it didn't make sense to us anyway. We're fortunate we've got a couple of boys who are decent in goal. We're very, very fortunate. We've got 2, I think, fantastic keepers at this level. But that day, we played Ware last week. He'd had a game for us. We had a friendly with Enfield in the week, and he played really well, Harry. Now, Walthamstow, we dual registered with Walthamstow, and they were short of a keeper, and we had him. And I thought, well, I want to keep his momentum going. And do you know what? In the long run, it's worked out really well for us. And he went and played for Walthamstow, called Sutslot. Bobby goes up in the first half, and I thought, I was going to put Nicky Simons, who would, naturally had goal, but it meant, changing the rebrand. We had one of the subs, Asher Silverman, who said, I'm going to go on all right, really confident, total lunatic. So we started hearing go, and we had a chat after. Basically, we must protect it. So no crosses, no shots. You know, we do things like this, and to be fair, we ain't had a shot to save.
Oh,
But,
fantastic. It's a score as well, wasn't it?
yeah.
At half time, I'm thinking,
Yeah.
and the boys done really well.
Is it
And
something
then obviously with Bobby being injured and Harry getting the games, it helped him, and he's coming in done really well.
So with that though, as a manager, do you ever practice that or putting an outfield player in maybe in a practice game?
A couple
or
of times I've seen, because Saps, before Saps went away, went to Harrogate. He would be the first choice number 2 keeper. And as he was, he'd been on the bench most of the season, he sort of tailored him well. And we would send him over occasionally to do a bit with the goalkeeping coach and the keepers. Because it does help,
Yeah, it definitely does, doesn't it?
But he did look, Ash, he looked like an outfield player. He punched one out, which weren't bad, and then balls come to him about 15 yards outside the area, like one angle. And I think, well, have a touch and, deliver with it. And then he starts having another touch, and the names I called him. But, that was, we ain't had to say to make it, so. But fair play to him, I think it does take a bit of guts to get him going. So we're saying, I'm never doing a million years. Never in a million years.
In the South Central Division then, Ashford Town 2, Egham Town 1. Sharples and Peter Neal, Tooting and Mitcham United 2. Tooting and Mitcham, they came down to Abley and in the cup, and I must admit, when you saw them, you thought, you think, too much of them didn't look like there was a decent outfit.
The day after,
and then
came after.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, since then, they sort of seem to have been picking up points and picking up games.
But look, after we beat them 3-0 fairly comfortably down here. But they went on an amazing run. And the rules came up a little bit there. They had some bad results, but they picked up again. They were right on the edge of it.
What was it? Chipstead 0, Bracknell Town 3, 83 there. FC Romania 2, Uxbridge 2. That's a good result though for Romania.
Well, there's unlucky for all accounts, obviously they play here, so we have people watching, and they would see that, I believe. And Patrick comes back and Romania could have scored in the final.
Yeah, 87 and 89.
What, Romania?
No, Uxbridge.
Uxbridge,
But when you run that high table, it
Yeah. Hayes and Yedding 2, Molesley 0. 209 there. Probably expected.
Not really. I think you'd expect 6
4
or
goals,
7.
yeah.
And fair play to Molesley.
They were very confident with
Yeah. And I think that's a really good result on Molesley. Not being disrespectful, but Hayes have been, particularly at home, they've been blowing everyone away, like 60s and 5s and 7s. The week before they beat Admiral away 9-1. Which,
So how much of a shock was that though weeks ago when they got turned over by the big score against Ware? That was. I know Bracknell, yeah. That was just mind blowing.
Yeah.
When that came up, when you saw that, surely they must have had somebody sent off or something.
Well, it was. I actually ran the Ware manager on the way back, and I said, I've got to be honest. The first thing I looked at how many players Bracknell had sent off. I said, I just spoke to my mate over at Bracknell. He said that, if you want those 7 lucky goals, you're always an idiot.
Hertford Town 2, Hanwell Town 2. Again, Hanwell 2 up and 2 late goals from Mark Tomasi and Bailey.
They did the same against us, to be fair. It wasn't. They was 2-1 up, weren't they? But we was cruising against Hertford, and then they've got 2 goals. I was really disappointed with, and we've had to fight back. But, they've fought back well again Saturday.
So what was that like as a sort of semi-derby?
It's really disappointing. It's just, in a way, just summed up our season. It's if I put one word on our season so far, it'd be frustrating. Because with all due respect to Hertford, we were a lot better than we should have wanted to come to be. to be fair, that's something with several games, but it's just about some maybes, and I said that to the boys, and so we've got to really sort of, we very nearly did it Saturday as well. I thought we totally controlled the game, give a latest goal away, and better when it 2 weeks from the end. So
that's the next one. Northwood 1, Cheshunt 2. And Mr. Halleck.
Got to win team of the week.
And Mr. Halleck getting the.
Super sub.
Yeah. You were no rugby with me, actually, like me, so. But he came on and did, give me the best answer he could. You know what I mean? And I don't mind that, player getting a bit angry, going on and doing what he done. So happy days.
South Park 1, Marlow 3. That's a Marlow 2. 82 there.
Probably expected a few more from Marlow.
Yeah, so, it's either way win, I think it's decent, but yeah, I think aside from perhaps Hayes and Bracknell, who really tend to, like the lesser teams tend to smash them. If anyone can get points off anyone.
So like we were talking previously on the show before, that there was a huge gap between sort of like 5th place and 6th place. It was about 7 or 8 points at one stage, and people saying, "Oh yeah, but it's not over yet." But you could start there's like 4 teams or 5 teams in there that are different class level to maybe the rest. But then you sort of look at it sort of a couple of weeks later, and all of a sudden those 8 points, it goes right away down to something like about 14th.
Yeah.
And it just sort of really close up really, really quickly.
It's sad football is when you put 3 results together and the whole picture changes.
Well, I think if you had an 8-point gap in the Premier League, that's almost insurmountable, isn't it?
Yeah.
At this level of football, it's nothing, isn't it?
No.
And it looks like Hayes are obviously massive favourites to win it, but it's having won leagues before, it's all about after Christmas that running. When you see the full finishing line, those games become a lot harder. That's how you deal with them. So I'm hoping they buy it.
2 points clear with 3 games in hand. Where 4, Bedford Sports 2.
Yeah, I wanted them both to lose that game. But he's doing great over there, Bob. And I think the last 7 or 8 games have only lost 1, and that was against a very, very good side. So, but no, he's doing a great job.
But I know it sounds stupid, a bit like Romford. We said earlier in the season that they're a side that you don't expect them to be sitting 8th in the table. You normally get to see where, especially when it was the old North Division, they were always sort of 17, 18, 19, 20. It was the usual boys always at the bottom, wasn't it? Like the Romford, the Whithams, and the Wares always sort of sitting in that sort of bottom position. But to be up there, sort of sitting in 8th place, is.
I think they've got a fantastic playing service over there now. They've got a good manager.
Yeah.
And you've got the likes of Frendo, Dave Cowley, the new striker Brandon Adams. They're a good team.
So do you think that's made a difference? I know Dean Barker and Paul Wigan have wound me up on the preview show about the 3G pitch, and the 3G pitch makes a lot of difference. Do you think it has made a difference for them? Or is it because
whether it attracts players, it makes it easier? I think it's you got with all due respect, the pitch was awful last year, and people. I think it's another place was for me to attract players to. Now they've got the decent service. They look like they want to progress, and they've got some good players in there.
But is it? Because I always have this argument with them on there, on the other show. Like, it's not necessarily down to the surface; it's down to the revenue possibly that service brings into the club. So if that revenue brings in the service of the club, your playing budget might be, I don't know, say, I can think exactly, but say like £300 a week. Now all of a sudden, because you've got a 3G service, that 3G service makes it £500 a week because you've got the amount of people coming in. So do you think it's more to do with the actual revenue?
A flip side of that, I mean, you'd probably be in a better position to say than us how much difference it makes to your budget and everything. But I know for a fact there's been clubs, Maidstone, Worthing, they've come a crop with it, where after 2-3 years they've had to rally later a massive.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that the money they made on that would cover that. I might be wrong.
I think knowing what I know from the 3G that we've got, it does. It's a big source of income to the club that goes into the pot. Probably not as much as what people say when they say everything's mortgage money. There's a lot of maintenance and work that goes into it. So yes, it does help with your income, certainly. And also, I think if you looked at all the clubs that have got a 3G in steps 3 and 4, and even national leagues, it seems to be a pattern. The ones with a 3G service, the ones that have been promoted, that have gone. So I think it certainly helps. But it works both ways. If you train it and you play on it, and then when you play on a good surface, be it grass, it certainly helps your game. It doesn't help when you play on a properly pitch. All of a sudden, you look terrible. You're not used to it. So I think it does help.
And I would imagine, that losing, we've been so lucky this year with postponements and that, but there's a lot of games where you might get a decent game with people that don't bring anyone, like against another club that don't bring anyone. I think it's pushed to a Tuesday, you're looking at probably 25% of the game. So I would imagine that has a big bearing on it as well, because you're not getting games called off.
Snow coming this week, so you might regret saying that.
Well, Aveley, all the games that they can put on the weekend.
Absolutely.
And that's when I was at Billericay. Now, how's this for luck? 2 weeks running, two Tuesday nights running, we went away to Worthing, but the following week away to Hendon. Went all the way to Worthing, game postponed, waterlogged pitch. That's honest truth. The following week, played Hendon, 15 minutes into the game abandoned, fog, couldn't see across the pitch. Come out, and you know where I don't have been to him, obviously it's like a valley, and as you go, literally walked into the car park, and it's as clear as you like. Over the pitch, it just laid over the pitch. Never seen nothing like it. So we had 2 games on Tuesday nights, back to back, and we had to go back and replay. So I bet that don't happen too much.
I think with the plastic pitches as well, it also helps the players out, because when you get in games postponed on grass pitches, you get all the fixtures congested, and that's probably where teams with the plastic pitches tend to do better, because their players are kept at the ultimate fitness as the season goes along.
And we maybe training and playing on the same surface. He's got real.
One last game in your league, then Westfield won, walk from Harry Neal. That's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I think so. I think we played Westfield and won 4-1.
Yeah.
They play some decent football. They play some good football.
They're right up there, aren't
they? Yeah, they are. Yeah.
But obviously Abbey were flying.
Is it a little bit difficult though playing at Westfield? Avoiding all the shops and just booze. Is that not an advantage?
I think that's, the only thing with the Abbey, which I thought would be interesting, they started off really well with Billy and Michael Taylor over there, and it's their first jobs. Billy's still playing. Michael was playing this season. I don't know if he still plays, but it was what I did first year playing manager, and it's really tough. It's really tough because you talk to players on the pitch and they don't respond to you like a manager. They ain't got the same respect as a manager because you run their peers playing with them, and they'll talk back to you like you're a player. I quickly learned that you have to either, to me, be a player, carry on playing, or be a manager.
I think it's the first time a current Cheshunt player is managing Abbey.
Yeah. He's still signed for us, Michael. Yeah, so I won't let him go.
He's got 7 days to himself.
Quite good.
And we do it for illegal approach. Talking to himself.
What you want to do is when he can't play you, you've got to play with him, you just call him up.
Yeah, that's right. I'll bench.
We had some messages come in. Carl Bates, of course, used to be one of my sort of co-hosts in years gone by, and he's now playing 2 up top and looking really good going forward at Southern Town. Anthony Harold has said we we have improved massively since playing ably in Cheshunt. We have been playing some very good football lately. I'm assuming that may be from Tooting and Mitcham, as we were talking about them earlier on. Dan Richards is saying Hertford Town versus Hanwell Town, big fight at full time. Whistle involving all players and coaches. Surely both clubs will be in trouble, especially now the footage has been shown.
Has it really? Is that pay-per-view on
He's also said Billericay versus Concord in the FA Cup was one of my favourite games as an assistant referee in England. Billericay missed the penalty but was retaken due to the goalkeeper coming off his line. Concord assistant sent off, retaken, penalty went in and finished 1-1. I wasn't on the replay, but I'm sure Craig remembers that one. Liam Curry said, given the job Tom is doing at Haringey Borough, do the guests believe Theresa May should resign with immediate effect and Tom should take over the PM and sort out Brexit mess? Only person for the job.
I'll vote for him.
Do you remember that game that you were saying there in the FA Cup against Concord?
Against
Concord?
Concord, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Still getting over it.
We should have some real battles with Concord, yeah, they were always tasty at first.
Michael, of course you know well, Michael Whalen said it's on Hertford Town TV.
What's that, sorry?
The fight.
Oh, right, yeah.
So that'd be another thing. Surely if, as, you know, yourself or your brother or whatever else, and that was to happen, say, here, and someone was recording, you wouldn't want to stick that out on Cheshunt TV, would you?
Not until after, if there's been an inquest on the FA. If it hasn't been reported to the FA, then you won't post it on your TV channel. I can only imagine now that the FA might look at that.
So I remember one that when I was at the Harlow, I did one, and I was recording a game and we were putting the highlights out, and Lauren saw it. And he recorded the game, never saw anything. I never saw anything when I was recording it, never saw anything when I was editing it. But whoever it was we were playing on that day saw him elbow on my footage, elbow with sent forward, and he got banned for about 8 or 9 games, didn't he? From my footage, but didn't even see it. No one saw it.
Raises another point. We've got our own cameraman now that does all the highlights and everything. But there was the Hertford TV guy recording from the stand. I don't have a problem with that. But if that had happened here, for example, we probably wouldn't show that on our highlights. If they had then posted it on their channel, then for me, you've got location agreements, copyright issues.
Yeah.
I don't know where the league stands on other team video and other clubs.
I do the fans TV, so I do Harlow Town fans TV, and most clubs are absolutely fine with it. You get an odd steward saying you can't record there. Tends to be when their team's losing, rather than when they're winning. But yeah, there was a situation like that with Harlow. I can't remember what game it was, but I didn't record like the fight or anything like that, because personally, you don't want to put it on the channel. Because if it was somebody else recording me having a fight at football, and all of a sudden I've got a ban, it's going to be like, you're digging your own team out, really, aren't you? So yeah, you've got to be careful when you're doing stuff like that. But at the same time, you're meant to give a fair representation of the game as well. So it's an awkward one standing as a fans TV person myself. You've got to be very careful and follow the line. You've also got to give people what they want.
There's no guidelines from opposite league to say if you want to record an away ground, you've got to go through these procedures, make contact, request the moment, so you can turn up the camera and just film. Just like a
in the South East Division, Faversham Town 0, Horsham 2. Horsham seem to be on a bit of a run. Hastings back to form. Hastings United 5, Sittingbourne 0, and joy of joys for Keith. That's where I'm sure they've. I'm sure VC to go there at the weekend. I might be wrong. I know it's one of the games that we're highlighting at the weekend, so I'm not sure it might be somebody else. But again, Hastings on a flyer again, 5-0.
Yeah.
Hayward's Heath 2, Ramsgate 3. Herne Bay 1, Seven Oaks 2. Again, 90th minute penalty for the winner for Seven Oaks. VCD 0, Ashford United 4.
What is you?
Well, I read his Twitter and he said they played, they just didn't. I can't think they played quite well actually. I think it's just a case of better side on the day and beat them. Winston Town 1, East Grinstead Town 1. Again, 88th minute penalty for the equaliser, and Whiteley 4, Greenwich Borough 1.
What's going on, Chris? Because they were flying.
Money
Money, yeah. Alex Watkins said, who do you top? So who do you top for promotion from the Evo Stick South? Weymouth, Taunton, Salisbury, Met Police. And Ollie Underwood said, have Haringey sewn up the title, or can they be challenged?
No way, and there's no way they sewn it up. There's just some good teams behind them. And as we said before, 8 points can go like that.
But do you feel that with the...
Especially when you start seeing that winning, when you win after February, you get to March, April, and you're looking at running out week, and obviously teams want to beat you, and all that. I mean, a lot of teams, their season's all intents and purposes finished. And you've got the team coming down top of the league. That's your game you're up for.
But do you feel that the Premier League this year, or the Pro Division this year, is weaker than normal? With the likes of Billericay not being there, Dulwich not being in there, Hendon not being in there, and a few others that are not there. Does it feel like it's a more open league?
I think it's a more even league. I think it's a more even. I wouldn't like to say whether it's. I mean, what there has been over the last few years, invariably there's one side there, or two sides that are really, really strong. That make it hard for other sides. Whereas this year it seems to be a more even league. I would have expected, with the money they're throwing in, that Kingstonian might have been that one. But that would, I would imagine, be the danger for Haringey. You see 8 points, you're saying, the difference.
Yeah, 8 points already, yeah. First, second. Yeah, same games, yeah.
Well,
I mean, Dorking are 9 behind, but they've got 2 games in hand, so they could be moving.
If you lose 2 games and the other one of the teams pick up 6 points, all of a sudden it's 2 points. You meet each other, anything can happen, it's a long way to go.
Tonbridge, when they come to Harlow, I think it was in November, they were top of the league then. And they'd lost 2 games before that. We beat them, and since then they picked up hardly any points.
Yeah.
So it just shows a bad run of 5-6 games. You're right, that Ben, I think they're 9th or 10th now.
I think most managers probably at one stage or another they've had a team of a set of players or a group of players that are unrecognisable when they're there to when they're there.
Yeah.
It can happen with confidence. Yeah. You even you're talking about the very top levels, Liverpool. Liverpool lose Van Dijk and Salah, and lose a couple of games. All of a sudden, it turns it on its head.
Yeah. I suppose it's a bit like your side, Jake. I suppose in a way, it's hard. For the years that I was there, you could almost name the team sheet week in, week out. You could name an 11, and that 11 would be in that 16 some way. You know what I'm saying? But I've not been there now for 18 months or whatever it is, and there's only Travis Sims that I even recognise.
Yeah.
So is it one of those things where you literally, when they had that sort of core of players that was all playing for them, they were doing quite well, and all of a sudden it's sort of like a bit of a, I don't mean it's disrespectful way, but like a mishmash where there's players coming in, you don't know who they are, and then all of a sudden it's gone the opposite way.
It was just like 100 odd players. I'll see.
Our bills are used to the gossip.
Yeah, but no, I mean, you obviously want to keep the continuity. With us this year, we haven't had a game up until last week. Not one single game where we haven't had 6 what will probably be first choice players missing. And last week we went to when we played Where. It was we got it down to 4, and then we lost the keeper. And we play Arthur on Saturday. The 2 goal scorers, Dave Kendall and Husey gets sent off. Dave Kendall's away, so we lose 2 more for this week. And Asher, who played, come in at centre half. He looks like he's out for a few months now. So it's just, I've never known a season like it. But these things can happen. And it seems every week seems to be with us 1 step forward, 2 steps back. But we're still hanging in because the core of the side. And I said to Dan, if the graphs you have in a programme, you go like one is either Bobby or got 2 George, 3 Pat, and they're more or less continuous all the way through. And the areas that we have struggled a little bit, I think in the last few weeks we've got 2 terrific players in there, and it is looking we're getting over the point where we're not looking at the players that are out. We're happy with the ones we've got in, and all they can do is make us stronger when they come back. I think getting back to the point is continuity is very important.
Let's have a quick look at the tables then. In the Premier Division, Haringey Borough at top, they played 24 with 49. Kingstonian have played 24 with 41. Dorking Wanderers have played 22 with 40. Enfield Town have played 23 with 38. Lewis have played 23 with 38. Bognor Regis have played 23 with 36. Folkestone have played 24 with 36. And we've got a couple on 35 in Worthing and Mersham. Bishop Stortford 34 and Tonbridge Angels right down in the 11th with 33. At the bottom, Whitehawk at bottom, they've got played 22 with 16. Then Harlow 24 with 20. Wingate and Finchley 23 with 24. Burgess Hill 23-24. AFC Hornchurch 23-24. And then a gap of 4 points to Potters Bar and Margate both on 28. And Potters Bar, another one of those teams that are right up there in the playoffs and have dropped away.
The fellow went to Cheshunt, but I mean, going through that, I mean, just saying the names of them, it just seems like a very even league to me.
Yeah, yes.
I mean, like, from what you see, is everyone, generally you get someone coming the pack or on the lower end, you go on a great run and either make the playoffs or get very close. Is there anyone good fancy there to do that?
I would like to say Harlow for this. I don't know. The one I'm really shocked with is Wingate. Harlow, Wingate and Finchley up.
Yeah.
Harlow, obviously they're now in the relegation zone, so they've got some decent players at Wingate.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you say, the league is a lot more open than last season. Kind of last season, before the season even kicked off, you knew it was Billericay are going to win the league. You knew it.
Not after the first game.
No, well, they lost to Kingstonian, didn't they? Yeah, well, after that first game, we was hoping they'd lose more from there, but obviously that wasn't the case. But yeah, with them big teams going, it does open it up a little bit more. But I'd like to, as a Harlow Town fan, I'd like to say that we will stay up. I'm not going to say we're going to go near the playoffs, so I think that's a bit unrealistic.
How many go down as a free?
It is free this year.
So what have you seen? You know, because I've not seen any games this year, and the guys have probably not seen any. What have you seen from the team, say, lately that makes you feel that you could push and get to up the table? Is there hope? I know sometimes you see a lot of stuff, and because I read a lot of stuff from Harlow, and it's been suicidal at times. Do you know what I mean? But lately, it looks like there's a bit of light coming as well. So
yeah, there is. Well, the main thing for us is really trying to keep hold of the players themselves. So we lost Yuli, who's a very good player. He's gone to play professional football in America. We lost Christian Scales, who's gone to play professional football in Sweden. So you can't stop them doing it. It's a really good career path. But we got Tom Hitchcock, of course. He was in the team the QPR team that went up to the Premier League. He actually scored quite a few goals that season. So he looks very promising. So you've got Matt Foy on loan. He's just coming out of his shell. But Curtis Udra, you've got, first of all, what we need to do is stop shipping the goals before we start concentrating on scoring them. And I think having him as centre back, I wouldn't want to go in with a 50-50 with him. He's a semi-professional box up there that way. So if we can build a team, I think we've got the good things going forward. We've got Harry Watkins. He was from Epping, but he's a really good player.
Paul Rogers, he lost the last feet.
Sorry?
Paul
Rogers, he's a very good footballer. Obviously Sims as well, the respect I've got for Sims as a man. Whether you think he's a good player or not, I think he's a quality player. But to actually stick at Harlow when he's had so many offers, but a lot of players can run away at this point. Bear in mind that the season we had last year, they know the fans are already kind of disheartened from last season, where we should have gone down.
They've been this year.
The supporters, the die-hard are the same. The die-hard are the same. You're always going to get your die-hard at any club, which we, even at the weeks we play bad, we say, right, never again, and then I call it the itch. On Thursday evening, you've got the itch and you're ready to go again. But yeah, well, it would be nice to get more people through the door.
Numbers up from last year, or are you down?
I think they might be down a little bit. I'd have to look into it, but they're certainly nowhere near as high as when we were battling for the playoffs in the One North. Because everyone wants to watch a winning team. No one wants to watch a losing team.
Yeah.
But for a town of 80,000 people, we should be getting more than 160 a week.
It's tough. I mean, just look at this geographic location, including Harlow now, pushing through down to Enfield. There's so many clubs there, isn't there?
Yeah.
So many clubs. When you play in professional teams,
Yeah.
you look at Bourne Wood, a big town in the national. They expect more fans there.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's really hard.
It is hard. It's hard to get the fan base. And I think we might not be long.
No, we're not.
Maybe we'll repeat that.
We're not. Oh, we've got to repeat it.
Not swearing there then, David.
You're right, mate, 'cause you're still live on. I'm still live on the podcast and still live on.
Oh, right, okay.
Sorry, what happened there? Just dropped towel or something.
Back on.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know we're talking about Arlo and people can catch it on the podcast as we go through, but it's as you were just saying about Fabian Sims, he was always the one player for me, and I know when people were there, they were mainly talking about sort of Alex Reid and Junior Dadsons and these type of players, but for me, he's just an incredible footballer. You know, Fabian Sims, he was one of these blokes where, I spoke about him on a show before, where all of a sudden somebody will run past him and you think, there's no right Ricky there. And all of a sudden his big long leg comes out from out of nowhere and just sort of grabs it. And out of all the players that were at Harlow when I was there, he's the one player that you're surprised he's still there. No disrespect, because he would have been the one that you would have thought that somebody would have cherry picked first. Yeah. And he's the one that is still there and club captain now.
Yeah, well, he's club captain now since Cyrus left earlier on this season. But I don't think it was live when I said it. Just the respect that I have for him as a player and as a man, but sticking with the club. It's very easy to go, do you know what? I want to go to a team that's going to pay me more money, closer to my house, higher in the league. But he's rolled his sleeves up, he's done what a captain should do, and he's stuck with it. And obviously with the signings like Curtis Hujar and Tom Hitchcock, we can build on saying, we definitely can, but the main thing is confidence. When you're flying high, your confidence is high. Average players can look the best players in the world. But when you yeah, I really like Nathan. I think he's a very good player actually. He's got a lot of technical ability, cuts in a lot, very good. But like I say, another player that took a while to get his confidence going, because it's not easy to come into a club where Harlow fans, probably shouldn't say about myself, we're notorious for not being rough, I should say. It's an intimidating atmosphere to come and play at Harlow, whether you're playing for Harlow or against us. That's kind of dropped a little bit. But yeah, the players that are playing for us, you can't say they're not trying. Yeah. I can't honestly look at a player after a defeat recently, in recent weeks, saying they've not tried. And Saturday was the pivotal, that 10 men down. You think,
that's a really good point.
Yeah. We all thought, here we go, we're going to get absolutely tongued. And do you know what? They put their shift in. Even with Stalford, we lost 1-0 to them. It's obviously bitter and horrible to lose against your arch rivals. First time we played them in 16 years away from home. But even the performance on that day compared to the performance we had when we lost 3-0 at home was class and worlds above. It's just getting them little final bits gelled, and I think we'll start doing well with them next season if we stay up.
I mean, is that we were talking earlier on about 3G services? Is it a situation, do you think, that maybe, I don't know, Tom sort of not giving Danny the amount of money that he might want because he knows that service possibly is going to be replaced in the next couple of years?
I don't know, that's an awkward one, because obviously I'm just a supporter, I don't work within the club. So there's a lot of rumours that go around, a lot of hearsay. But in terms of that, I don't know how much revenue they're making off it, I don't know how much it costs. A lot of teams play on it, because I go and watch Woodford Town in the Essex Senior League, they play on it, Enfield play on it. Apparently maybe not for much longer, because they seem to be going into a bit of trouble. But you would think with the plastic pitch you would make more money as a club. But financially I don't really know the situation too well, other than we've probably not got as much money as we had a few years ago because of the gates.
And it's now, I mean, I'm looking at it's about 150, something like that, is it?
Yeah, it's on average 150, 160, where if you look at that playoff season a few years ago, even the season after that, when we were pushing for playoffs in the Prem, and we only narrowly lost out, you were getting 300-400. And now, other than Stortford, where we got 800 and a friendly against West Ham, the attendances have been dwindling considerably since that season going onwards.
Do you know how they generally are in non-league? Are they up, down?
I think you look at some of them, I would guess, looking at the Isthmian League this year, but not knowing for sure, when you lost somebody like Dulwich Hamlet, you've lost people like Billericay, where you were hitting thousands and thousands, where going down there to watch games. I would have thought the average would probably be down, but then of course you've got an extra 10 teams and you've got an extra league. So I suppose working on that basis, yeah. When you look at there now, and I mean, like even if you look at the North League, 192, 103, Haybridge 329, 136, 101, 117. So they're all around that sort of 100 average there. 100, 120, 100, something like that, somewhere around that sort of area for them. I mean, in the Jigsaw League of yours, you've got 121, 90, 83, 108, 209, 110, 91, 82, 84, 78. And, and then in Keats League, 184, 430, 115, 237, 109, 145, 153. Hastings.
I think generally in non-league, more people are going than they did 10 years ago. You look at a side of one of your viewers that watches all the time, Chris Otway, the chairman of Epping. They had 50 people go and watch them. They're in the Essex Olympian Division 4. There's some Essex Senior League sides that don't even hit 50. And they've just signed, actually, Elliot Stiles, who was at Hornchurch for years. Yeah, they've just signed him, so he's come out of retirement for them. So that's his little plug for Epping on the show that I promised him.
But did I not see as well that they've signed someone as well from Lake Norton as well?
Yeah.
It's probably been because you weren't getting injured because you got your charity game coming up.
Do you know what that was? I made a joke with their manager, Billy Cove, about signing Joe Keefe. I went, if you sign Joe Keefe, I'm absolutely going to lose my razzle, kind of thing. And within 10 minutes, it said that they'd signed Joe Keefe, so I think it's just a cameo appearance, and that'll be on Saturday. So, but it's a good thing, he'll get people down. Orient are away to Wrexham, so you'll get the local Leyton Orient fans down there. So even though it's one game, they've done something good for it. Obviously, I think Western Non-League can follow suit.
So before we go, I mean, I'll go through the leagues and then I'll get you sort of like primed, but we'll go through the rest of these leagues and then tell us a little bit about your charity games coming up. Tell us a little bit about Colchester Podcast as well. But
yep.
we'll go through this first. North Division, Bowers and Pixie, they're on 44. Haybridge Swiss are on 41. Morden Tiptree are on 40. Abley have got 2 games in hand now on 39. Coggeshall Town now on 36. And then just outside is a 5-point gap now to Sudbury and Grays on 31. At the bottom, Dereham Town on 14. Mildenhall Town are on 15. Romford are on 17. Soundtown Rangers on 19. In the South Central, it's Hayes and Yedding the top with 41. Played 17. Bracknell played 20 with 39. Marlow 20 with 39. Cheshunt 20 with 37. Waltham Abbey 20 with 34. Ashford Town 20 with 33. Tooting 19 with 31. And then at the bottom is Egham Town on 8. South Park on 9. Molesley on 11. FC Romania on 20. Hertford Town on 20. And then in the South East League, and of course we should say it was a game Sunday. Cray Wanderers 1, Three Bridges 0. I think it was about a 90th minute winner for Cray in that game from the kids. Cray top played 18, was 19 now with 48. Hastings played 19 with 40. Whiteley played 19 with 35. Horsham 19 with 35. Ashford 19 with 33. Haywards Heath 19 with 32. At the bottom, Herne Bay played 19 with 14. Faversham 19 with 16. Greenwich 19 with 16. Sittingbourne 18 with 17. And it seems that they seem to be getting very, sort of the luck seems to be with Cray Wanderers.
Nah, I don't believe in that at all.
I don't know if you saw the goal we spoke about on the show. They showed you the footage of it. There was one where the guy got, I'm sure the guy got fouled or on one of the games, and the ball's come back out, and then the Craig guys pop the ball back exactly where the guy is swimming on the floor, and the guy standing outside of him smashes it in the top corner. I think it was in about 89 minutes, or 9 minutes for the winner. Do you know what I mean? It was like, oh dear.
But that always happens to the team at the top. Teams at the top, you know, the teams at the bottom get no luck, and I don't think there's any coincidence in it. You know, that better teams they win their games, they always get the late goals.
I mean, look, I mean, in that division, I suppose the one surprise team for me in that division has got to be Three Bridges.
Yeah.
You know, they're right up there. I mean, right behind Keith, they were 9.
To be fair, I looked at their team sheet and they've got some good players there.
And I mean, in your league, I mean, before we go to Jake, I mean, 37, I mean, do you see now that at the bottom maybe that it's maybe between Molesley, South Park and Egham?
You think so, because Molesley, I mean, got the new manager went in there and they had a little revival, but that seems to have petered out a little. Egham seem to be all over the show. Yeah. All three of them, though. All three of them got new managers, but I think it's gone past the stage of all of them where that initial impact's gone there. So I don't know if it's going to be tough for them. It'll be tough.
What we've got to look at as well is this season's going to be strange. We could have a playoff final at step 4, where before the game we know that neither team will be promoted.
Yeah.
So you've got to look at
absolutely ridiculous. Honestly, I mean, you talk about the people running our game and how they can come to that decision, how they can come to that. It's just, it shows that, to me, the lack of respect they got for football is
yeah, absolutely.
Because it's embarrassing.
I mean, you think they look at that and go, right, okay, the lowest sort of 4th place team or 3rd from bottom team in step 4 plays that team in the playoff or whatever else it might be, just to put them in that playoff situation.
It's just crazy. I don't know how they can, with all the money they're raking in, and from this level of football, the money they're raking in, and they can't run it any better than that. That is, it's pathetic, absolutely pathetic. And you know, got to be whoever it is. I will really feel for them.
But I mean, even to the extent of with this, I think it's going to take a few years or whatever to get used to this sort of South Central league, because it's even a situation then I look at and think to myself, right, okay, so let's just say the 3 that are in the bottom of the Prem. Sorry, Jake. The 3 that are in the bottom of the Prem now, the 3 that go down. You know, in Whitehawk, Harlow, or Wingate, Finchley, it's not a foregone conclusion that, say, Wingate and Harlow would then go into the North Division.
No.
You know,
because Wingate wouldn't.
You know, you think, okay, so were they then all going, if they did go down, was they going to the South Central? Yeah. Does that then mean that maybe, I don't know, if you didn't get successful this year, that you would be moved that level back into the North Division?
It's just more likely to go that way, aren't they?
You don't know where you're going to be. Yes.
So it would be a meaningless final if that were the case, but we can sign ourselves and go and play the game as well. But you have to take it seriously, because you don't, as you say, any team over the summer might not make the ground grading that comes in. We've seen Thames this season, Potter's Bar trying to raise some money to make their ground grading, so you just don't know what team's going to fall out and where you're going to end up. So, but as you say, it's a ridiculous situation. And speaking to the people that I know in the FA, it seems to be that if the whole thing could be resolved if the National League had relegated one more team, then it would all evened out, and then there would be space for all teams to go up. But they obviously didn't. You've got a crazy situation, I think, the National League, where you've got the 7th place in the playoff, and then I think Brighton would play 2 or 3 playoff semi-finals to get to the playoff final. It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know if the FA decision or the National League took their own league decision, but it was really strong. Completely wrong.
I mean, my assistants on Saturday, and you know, I was in one of those moments where there's so many things that annoy me and frustrate me in football. No more than that. There's some of the things, some of the rules are ridiculous.
How long before, you know, we're in January now, mid-January now, or early January, how long before you guys sort of sit down as a management team, and same sort of thing with maybe, I don't know, the likes of Aveley and Coggeshall, Malden, and they all sit down and go, right, in a minute, we're in that position where we ain't got enough.
I won't even think of that, honestly. I mean, if God forbid, that's what I'm going to say. We get the playoff final, or we get to the playoffs, and we can't go up. It would just reinforce my opinion of the FA, and that's all it does, because someone's going to suffer for it.
Yeah.
Please God, it ain't us, but it'll be someone, or a couple of clubs, isn't it? Is it only 5 and 7, I think it is it?
I don't know.
I thought it was just one, but
If it's one, even if it's one too many, and it's ridiculous.
We've got Howard on our committee. He looks at every season. We look at how many points you would need per game to get into the playoffs to win the league based on the last 5 seasons, etc. And we've got a meeting on Thursday night this week. And he's going to do that very exercise at this level of football, work out where everyone stands points per game. I won't let you know if you don't know.
he'll want to know.
What difference is it going to make? We're still going to want to win Saturday. Still going to want to win the week after. We're in this position in April. Then I know I will be looking at it. We will be looking at it. But I think it's just too much. It's too far away.
And it's got to change, isn't it? It can't carry on like that.
It goes against this doesn't seem competitive to me. You can't competitively, when you start the season, you do not know whether or not you're going to be promoted if you win the playoff. And all the hard work that goes into the management, the players, the committee, people behind the bar, the investment of time and money you put into the club and the money, to put a game on how hard it is, and you're trying to get sponsors and get income to the club. It's a stupid situation where you might not get promotion. It is mind-boggling. But hopefully, it won't be so this season.
I said before.
You talk about Tom taking Theresa May's job. He should go run the FA. Run the FA. That's what I'd say.
There's a question for you. Actually, we'll come back to it in a minute. But I suppose one thing I should say as well is, everybody on the show sends their sympathies, of course, to the Richardson family over Christmas, and so do send all the best wishes to Tom. And what a fantastic thing, scoring as well over the weekend as well was superb. But yeah, it's we do send all our best regards to everybody involved in the Richardson family. But I suppose to you and Jake, I mean.
Yeah.
It's one of these things. I mean, we see I see it quite regularly. We start off with your show, and I mean, it seems to be going from strength to strength.
Yeah, gradually. I think I annoy people the amount of times I retweet it and share it. But yeah, I started Harlow Town Fans TV in February last year, and not really going too much detail, but about in May time I was diagnosed with depression, so I had a lot of time to kind of think to myself. Mates called me lucky because I got signed off for work just as the World Cup started and had to hold the World Cup off. But I started doing the podcast in about August, and since then it's grown. I get a lot of interest from up north. And basically it's a non-league show, but people send their content in, I edit it together. So I've had James Beardwell from Whittam Town on there. I've got Johnny Drummond from Billingham Town, which is up north, between Hartlepool and Middlesbrough. So they send stuff in. So yeah, if anyone's watching this that doesn't have the facilities to do it themselves, send content my way and get your opinions out. And if your opinions are a bit risky, it's me that takes a rap for it rather than yourself. So, but yeah, no, it's just something a bit of fun. But people have actually bought into it, and now I'm lucky enough to have got a sponsor, and I've got see people recognising it and stuff like that. So it's definitely non-league as well. There's not many shows other than probably yourself, myself, back in the net, stuff like that, would do stuff for non-league, and I do think it needs more recognition, because this is where it starts. This is the real football for me. It's not about sitting at Stamford Bridge or the Emirates with a pizza in your hand. It's about standing in the terrace, freezing cold with a bottle, watching players kick out each other, and it's proper football. And it's a family. You stand. And that's kind of what I want to get through with the podcast. It doesn't matter what team you support, get your stuff in. And I've got stuff on Wingate and Finchley. And I've met a lot of people through it, and so you met Dean Barker through it as well. and went down and done one of his games. So yeah, it's going well. And obviously keeps me knowledgeable about the non-league games, stuff like that. So yeah.
I mean, what sort of response have you had from Hull itself, from Tommy and people involved in the club? Have you had a lot of positive stuff from them, or?
Yeah, to be fair, I've had a lot of positive stuff. I did do one video where I absolutely lost my rag about David Hughes going to your boys at Aveley. my most popular video. But yeah, no, they're more than happy with it. A lot of them do buy into it. Obviously, there's still got to be that kind of separation between fan and the club. I don't work for the club, it is a fan's TV. I do want to keep that element with it. But yeah, they're more than happy with it. They seem to all like me down there. Probably because I'm one of the loudest supporters alongside Buddha. So yeah, but to be fair, they've been really supportive of it. So the club have done well with that in that regard. And I hear that the manager has seen a few of my videos as well. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know.
And they still let you in?
Yeah, they still let me in, yeah.
I think it's great, anything like that.
I think it's one of those things for me when you see. I always look forward to Jake's because knowing him from when I was there before, you're waiting for him to lose it, and that's when it becomes interesting because then you get. I mean, don't get me wrong, he speaks from the heart every time you see one of his shows, and if you haven't seen them, they're absolutely superb. But it's when you get that real passionate on there, and knowing the times when he was there was real passionate fans in there like yourself and Ray and a few others and Lexi and all that sort of stuff that would be really sort of passionate. And you knew when they lost the plot on, say, like the Facebook page or whatever it might be, you knew that there was something seriously wrong when they lost the plot because it was like they were so passionate about it and about the performances and stuff like that. So if you see something on there, I suppose it's a bit like Arsenal fan TV. If Arsenal lose, everyone watches it. Yeah, they go and see it. They want to see what they've got to say about it. And it's one of those things as well when you go on there. And as you said, that the content now sort of gets to that stage where it's increasing on your podcast as well. And I find myself now your catchphrase at the beginning of every one of your videos like that. And sometimes I'm sitting there thinking, I'm talking about something on the other show and something. And I'm just about to say what you say. Because you completely lose it.
Well, basically, I don't do it for the podcast, I do it for the Harlow Town vlogs. I mucked it up. I was meant to go good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in the world. And I went good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. And I was like, I like that. And it's just stuck since then. So that's become the catchphrase, really. Along with the Foghorn name, which probably sure you've heard me in your times of going to Harlow on the terrace. I'm not exactly the most quietest of people on the terrace, so that's kind of where that sticks from as well. Hence the podcast.
It certainly worked my eyes the other day. It was orange, wasn't it?
Yeah, it did look orange. It's definitely red, I can assure you.
Well, Lexi's come in and said, doing well, geezer. Michael Whaley's come in and said, because of Jake, I now do Hertford Town FC Fans TV.
Yeah,
so that must make you feel good though, because it must be if people seeing you sort of being that sort of trendsetter for the league, in doing what you do.
Yeah.
It's that type of thing where you must be quite proud to say when someone comes out like that, like Michael and says, "Oh look, I'm doing it now because of Jake."
Yeah, definitely. The most notable one, obviously, you'd think most of my views are adults, but when Dean invited me to Northwood when he was Northwood's manager, Wingate and Finchley, and I got a prod on my shoulders like, these couple lads want to speak to you, and three little lads spoke to me. One of them now does stuff on my podcast, saying, I love your show so much, they make me happy when I'm down, you're the reason I do what I do. And you kind of sit back and think, I've actually got fans, but I don't like to call them fans, but it's a very odd thing to feel. But the reason I started doing it is because I see Arsenal fan TV and I thought, I can make some money out of this. But the longer I've done it, the more it's become a passion, and especially with the depression side and antidepressant, really.
Does it help you?
Yeah, it does. It gives you focus. It's like it's like crazy. It's like two alter egos. I've got Jake and I've got Foghorn. Most people in non-league know me as Foghorn. You say, for example, Donna got our secretary got the club to like the players of the club to sign a birthday card for me. And it's like it's Jake's birthday. They went, "Who's Jake?" they went Foghorn. It's like, oh, right, we know who he is. So yeah, it is nice to be noticed, but it's the passion at the end of the day, because it does affect you when you lose. Like my main team's Leighton Orient, but slowly it's becoming, if Harlow lose and Orient win, it's like, what didn't Harlow really get? It does get you down.
It's a great release. I mean, you can put a release on the players.
Yeah.
You've got to be very tight-lipped in the boardroom of what you say and who to. So.
Well, saying that, a Leighton Orient legend was actually watching the show earlier on in Peter Kitchen.
Yeah.
He was actually watching.
I've got him on Facebook actually, yeah.
Great guy. But are you, I suppose, I've got to be careful how I say this, I suppose, in a way, but are you, I mean, everybody, disappointed that leagues, I'm not necessarily talking about our own league, but leagues don't support these type of things a lot more?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you know what I mean? You know, and go sort of to other people to do shows and stuff like that, when you've got people, i.e. like Jake, etc., they're out there that could easily do a show and promote the league and doing that sort of side of it.
I think, in non-league, anything that brings in interest, I think is great, because I think there's so many people that don't know just how good it is, the quality of it, the passion of it, what it means to people, and the more you can bring that home, I think about what the Arthur Town one, I was at most weeks. I think it's really good. I think it's really good, the footage and that, and it's really well done. You know, so anything like that will, I think, will bring people and make an interest in it. And that's what I mean. The non-league paper's gone, for me, it's completely gone big. I ain't got that for 2 years. Because it's like now, it's like the conference paper. You know, like anything about it, you know, and I thought that was really popular. I thought it was a great thing when it first came out, and I thought it really raised awareness of the non-league football. And now they seem to be just interested in the conference. And the league below, I think everything like guys like this can do is fantastic. And the league should, I agree with them, more support.
Well, we had, from my experience, was back in the net.
Yeah.
I'm going to meetings with the league, and we were told that they would come at least once a season with me, be home away to record out the highlights and videos. And from my here at Cheshunt, we haven't had it come down once. And from there, I think printed press is a dying form of communication now, and I think we can tap into the, like you said, the young lads who come down to see them. They're the future supporters of this level. And the league, I think, should be probably looking at a way of sponsoring people like Jake and others to actually be the mouthpiece for the West.
Yeah. Well, see, it's like with my podcast, like, there's no Billingham Town Fan TV, but I got speaking to Johnny, who sends me the stuff in. Now there's exposure for Billingham Town down south. I'll go and watch one of their games. I've not got a big audience, but there's people in Sweden and Oman and countries like that watching non-league football. And it is the pinnacle of the English game. It's case not in the limelight as much, but it's where it all starts. It's where players like Jamie Vardy have come from, Richard played for England. So non-league, and where else? You can't go and watch a Premier League game and shake hands with the players after games. You can't talk to them on Facebook. So unlucky, mate. It is like it's a family. Non-league is, and there's tempers frayed and there's banter. But at the end of the day, you're all in the bar after having a laugh with each other with the players, and that's what makes it more magical than paying £85 to go and watch the Premier League.
I mean, I think it's one of those things as well. Like, you know, if a manager wants to see highlights of games, like you said, Craig, you know, you got to go and find Hartman TV. If you want to see, you know, then you've got to go to Hartman TV. You might have to go to Family TV, Bracknell TV, Hayes and Yedding TV. This one's TV, that one's TV, just to try and find maybe what you were trying to look for future games. And I've said it before now, and I said, look, you know, I can set up this YouTube channel, you know, send the stuff to me, a bit like what you used to send me yours. They just send you the goals. You don't want the highlights, just literally the goals. They send you the goals, and everybody then can sit down there and go, oh, look, we'll go and watch that, it's all been put together. You know, you can do it with the iMovie that we both use. It's nice and quick. You can put it all together. It's done and dusted, and there you get it. You've got it in one place, you know, a Bostic North goals highlight package or a Bostic Leeds highlights package.
Is back net still going?
It's still going, but I think from what I've seen the back of the net of late, it's more sort of like Vanarama stuff now, and there doesn't seem to be much content at all season for me of anything to do with the the Boston League. So I don't know what the situation is, whether
It's
they're
not as-
still doing it or not, I don't know.
It's not as in the forefront, because I used to love it, because if I couldn't get to a highlight game, you'd be able to used to watch the highlights. And I think that's where a lot of the away team, my highest viewed videos of Harlow defeats from the away fans because they couldn't get there. And it is something, obviously, I think every club should do. And you also should endorse the supporters.
I think that's where you missed that football exclusives.
Yeah.
I mean, that football exclusives was superb.
Yeah.
It was a really good thing. They used to set up with Tom, didn't they? He was a Dulwich, and he used to do like the old style bit.
Yeah, over there all the time.
Yeah, and he used to do like all the games with the interviews with the players, with the managers afterwards, and then you'd have like a bit like a match of the day type thing. And I must admit, I used to really enjoy watching that every week.
I think they brought a lot of people into Dulwich. They sort of watch it and then, oh, we'll go there. It looks really good over there. It looks more professional.
We started doing it here this season professionally, games. The main reason was to get it onto the home software to analyse the breakdown of the games, and also to showcase Cheshunt and the product that we've got, which is I think very good.
Yeah.
But I said to the guy, I want no more than say 3 or 4 minutes. I can't stand 15-minute highlight. I can't watch that. Just the goals and the incidents, put a bit of music to it. And I think it was good.
Yeah, it was good.
Next one will then be to do the interviews. And so if you've got any ideas for a YouTube channel, I'm happy to.
Yeah.
Different. And other leagues at this level have got a league. If there was something in the Evo's thing, in the highlights package, that was a program that was 25 minutes long, so all the goals, I'd watch it.
Yeah.
I'd watch it. Because they're the first results I check on the phone. And so our league, the league above, So I'd watch something like that.
Yeah.
And it would be hard, to even to the extent of contacting some of the teams and saying, right, okay, I'm not going to any of the games or whatever else on a Saturday. I sit at home, not me, it could be anybody, I'm just using me as an example, sitting in front of a laptop, and you've got the phone there, and you just basically say, oh look, he's going to go down at Bracknell, and you've got somebody, a fan from Bracknell, that you've got a telephone number for. He phones you or you phone him, and you can do it a little bit like Talk Sport, and you've got you've got like a couple of hours where you're just sitting there, and you're just basically giving out the scores as they come in, and if you've got somebody sitting by the side of you as well, another fan, you're discussing what's going on in that game or in that league.
That's live though, isn't it?
Yeah, but Rob says you would then have somebody coming in like that, and then you could have a video package of goals later in the week. But you've got something that would then, if someone can't get to the games and hasn't got football, I mean, the amount of people that say, where can I get the, even the likes of Glenn Driver, who does the other show with me, he didn't know where to get the results from before when he was having issues with football web pages, he couldn't freaking. But if you've got that sort of thing where you've got somebody physically telling you what it is, and saying, well, look, it's 2-1 to Cheshunt or whatever else, or someone scored, and you've got that sort of scorecard sort of thing going on a Saturday afternoon or something like that. There's so much you could physically do to promote the league in that sort of social media, shows, etc. It's almost like a full-time job. You could have somebody literally just hired to do right. You go down there, and next week you go to there, this week you go to there. You could almost do a little bit like what Jake does with different games or whatever else as you go down.
You think something like that with the track sponsors for the league?
Yeah, because it'd be literally out there, and you'd be getting, how many we get. I mean, we get 4,000 people roughly watching this show every week. The new show we're getting about 1,500 people watching it every week now. Do you know what I mean? So there's a following out there that people want to listen to what people have got to say about the Boston League or the Isthmian League or whatever else. Jake gets the amounts he gets. So there's people out there that want to know about the content of what's going on. If you had some people that was actually physically doing that as a thing for the league, I just think the league would just benefit so much from something like that.
Even if they did it saying like on BBC with the final score, press the red button, so you've got the option to watch it, and you go around in non-league grounds, you've got people in non-league grounds. There are many ways that it can be done, but it takes time, it takes some people, and it takes a lot of money to get that done on a professional way. Anyway.
I mean, with that sort of side of it, you could literally all it is, if you're at the Harlow game, I'm sitting at home or Dean's sitting at home, you phone you, or you phone you, and you say, like, beforehand, you set everybody up and you say to them, right, okay, if you score, give us a shout. Just give us a quick call and you say, so it's a great pass by Jared Small, or whatever. And, great, so what's going on in that game, what happened there, how they scored their goal, or whoever's just been scored against, whatever, and you've got that, it would cost you nothing because you've got people on the other end of the phone phoning you in and saying this is what the score is, or you can phone them. All you've got is a laptop going live on Facebook, so they can see what's going on Facebook, and you're laughing. You could put a graphic on the left hand side that shows you what they do at Sky Sports and says, what the scores are and whatever else.
That's why I think some kind of highlights package plus any videos.
Yeah, but I think what you'd find is you'd get teams though that would say like Team A wouldn't send it in because they're playing Team B at the weekend, so we don't want to put our highlights on there. Just put exactly if it's 6-0, all you want is just to see the
exactly.
You have more than 30 seconds, and you could ping it all together, and then you could even put it all together, and you could have say for instance, it was me and Jake looking at it going, so what do you think of that goal in Jake? Do you know what I mean? In the Cheshunt game, or in the Cheshunt game, or in the Egham game, or whatever else. And we're just talking about it for about 10-15 minutes at the end of their highlights package, and you're away. And then also
a lot of clubs are doing that, aren't they? Little clips and
yeah.
So I think that would suit.
And I think if you've got, as you say, if you've got a YouTube channel, it's literally the Bostic League YouTube channel. Everybody knows where to go for the Bostic League. Yeah. To get all the highlights, get all the information that they want. So talk to us a little bit before we go on to Cheshunt, Jake. talk to us a little bit about your charity game that's coming up. I know you had a disappointment of it being rained off previously, but tell us a little bit about what it's about and who you've got possibly planned for you as well.
Right, well obviously I can only go on what it was like, going to be before. Mm-hmm. Basically, without plugging Epping too much, I played for Epping against Walthamstow. Played 5 minutes there, they got me down to do like a vlog, stuff like that, on the pitch. Played against obviously Craig Pope, played for Walthamstow. And I thought, I really enjoyed that, and it was the first time in that period of last year I actually felt like myself. So I thought I'd try and organise a charity game. Got quotes of £1,000, £2,000, from clubs with stadiums and facilities that weren't that great. And then Concord Rangers chairman Ant said, right, we'll do it for free. And then through there I've got players like Dean Cox, Billy Knott. Hopefully they'll be able to make it this time. I've got Jack Collison, Marlon Harewood, Colton Cole, Bertie Brayley. There's some big names. Dean Barker, of course you know him, he's playing. And basically what it's going to be a side managed by Sammy Moore, which is the Concord Rangers manager. It'll be in May at some point on a Sunday. They're just waiting for playoff dates from the Panorama South. And then there'll be a team managed by Sean Colessi, and there's James Beardwell's playing in it. So it'll be like a mixture of footballers, celebrities, and I'll do the draw, workout. And it's all raising money for mine really, because I think last year we see a lot of footballers and people in the football community actually coming out and talking about it. Mental health, and the stigma's kind of been beaten almost. It's like, okay, you're a man, you're allowed to feel down, you're allowed to talk about your problems, you haven't got to bottle it up. And especially within a football world where you've got to be macho, you've got to be, whether you're on the terrace, the pitch or a manager, you've got to be that macho kind of figure. Now you can talk about it, and I think it's great, because I'm not going to name the names because it's their battle, not mine, but quite a few of the players have suffered. And a lot of them have suffered in silence from this that are playing in this charity game. So I think it's a great cause, and it'll hopefully raise a lot of money for a cause which needs the money really, because obviously the public NHS funding for it's not that great. So yeah, it should be a good game. Come down, and also what I've done is my thing. Anyone with mental health conditions gets in free as well. So gives them a day out.
I should do that. Go around doing all the talks for mine.
Yeah.
Because I've had a lot of experience. I don't know if it first come back, they phoned me up or something, but I had a lot of experience with people, obviously with the boxing, and there was a lot of depression, people in boxing, and like you say, it's got an illness or an injury or anything like that. Everyone talks about it, no problem. But it was a mental injury, but mental illness. No one would talk about it, and there was a real stigma to it, and it surprised me just how deep it went. And the more I got into it, the more the more sort of was enlightened about it. And because I was always, even when I was in South End for 5 years, And we really got with the kids doing the psychology at the school, and really getting into their minds and talking to them. And I think that might have been how it came about. And then we should go around to all different clubs and do speech. I've been with someone actually from mine, you know, I'd be a sort of guest speaker, and we generally just talk. People that were involved in schools, in youth clubs, people with mental health issues, people with experiences of it, and it was basically just talking and telling stories about, you know, how things are and how you can improve them, and how to talk to people and how to help people. And it was just sort of really starting off then, you know, and now it's obviously got a lot bigger.
I wish you all the well with that. Definitely. It sounds like a really fantastic thing you've done yourself and set out, and really sort of like I think from both things you're doing, you should be really proud.
Cheers, thank you.
Really should.
Cheers.
I'll just jump in if we can to Cheshunt. I suppose one of the first things we go on to the actual football side of it. I mean, how's everything going with the new stadium plans?
Just before Christmas, we went back to the planning committee for the new stadium and village. We were again recommended for approval. The scheme is allocated in the local plan, which is the council's vision for development of the borough in the next 15 years. And he refused. And it's become very apparent that there are councillors that serve the planning committee for their own self-interest. They're making decisions for political reasons, not planning reasons. So I'm speaking to my barrister this week to look at the way forward. So it will happen. It will be a fantastic scheme. It will put the club on the map. It's just another step back that we've overcome. So hugely frustrating because we're 5 years down the line now. A lot of money is spent on it. And there's actually no planning reason for it to be refused.
So what is it that they're actually saying no for then?
So this time round they've thrown it out on Greenbelt, even though you can build in the Greenbelt, you must have very special circumstances too. And the planning officers said that there are very special circumstances and they recommended it for approval. And the big special circumstance is that in the local plan, the council said this area will come out of the Greenbelt and this will be the scheme that will be put there. And that's gone through a 2-year consultation process. The government's inspector has examined it in public, he's ratified it. So it's cast on to happen. But it's very political, and that's all I will say. And that's why councils, I think, they've got their own committee, they close ranks, and they're throwing it out, and we will put it in, and we will make it build. So it's just a step back, but we will build it.
Frustrating?
Very frustrating, but you kind of lose the battle or win the war, and I think that even though I look back at the 7 years I've been in, much the club's been transformed in years. We're extremely proud of where we've got to. We're ready for that next step in terms of the facilities we've got and the sustainable income that we've got coming in and the land we've got now. So we're ready for that next step, and I think when we get our permission, that'll take us to the next level.
I was hoping you were going to say you got it sorted.
I wish I could, man. I wish I could. But we'll keep fighting.
Well, we just had a couple of messages in. It says, Legs is just coming and said, Jake has worked really hard on that charity match and deserves a huge pat on the back. Michael Whaling has said, Jake, top man, look out for Hertford Town FC's fans TV on the road with Hertford Town. 100% man.
I think that might mean Harlow Town fans of TV on the road with Hertford Town.
There we go. So with the actual plan side of it, I mean, are we happy where we are and where we're sitting, or would you expect it to be a little bit better than where you are? Or
Well, I expected us to be further on, and even looking back at the game today, we've given up so many leads, we're in commanding positions, and we're not frustration from our side. I mean, Dean was frustration on his with the plan and that, but it's been hugely frustrating for me. And we, I think it was a few weeks ago, I had the end of the players, and I said, look, that's it. We're in the boat now, and I'm moaning no more. And either we get this sorted, and we've brought, I'm saying the last 4 or 5 weeks, it's been far more intense training, everything, because I do think it's an attitude thing, that we switch off at times, and it has got better, it has improved over the last few weeks. And I said that, we had the Arthur game, and we've had the game like that, and there's always periods, you're not going to do that, but the intensity and the concentration levels dropped off, and plus the fact, it's not an excuse because we're up in the league, but the injury crisis has been unbelievable. And from the game we played Norwich last game of the season, game number 6, and we had an incredible finish to the season. And I was expecting to go in the North Division, and I was asked, "How do you think you do?" I said, "I think we're winning." And they weren't being big-headed. I said, "I've got the best front three outside of Liverpool, and they've hardly kicked a ball this year." But thankfully, Jason's back in the goals more or less straight away. Carl's hoping to have training next week. Saps has moved on. We've got Oliver, who's the second top goal scorer in the league. So we're coming along. But yeah, I would really think we should be 10 points on. It's the early stage of the season, and like I say, for that Norwich game, and I think it's a surprise game. We had a chat about it. Did me? Like, we went through the team. I think there was 8 players that had gone there. One lad went to university. Tom Bruno had to pack up because of his work, and one lad got a pro deal in the Czech Republic. So you'd expect that, like 2 or 3 players to move on. But the other 5 were injured for long periods. So it has been tough. But I've always thought, in whatever level of football you're playing, you walk in that dressing room, you can expect decisions to go against you. You can expect conditions, particularly in non-league. You might be playing on the bog, you might be playing on a perfect surface, on 3G, in wind, rain, snow. You have to overcome it. You can't. I will not have like excuses and all this and all that. You've got to go and do it. And yeah, that's so I'm really pleased overall. If you'd have said with the players not had available, that we are where we are. I'd like to have been a bit closer to Hayes in regards to because I'd expect them to get a fair return of points out of their game today. But it's all to play for.
Have you played with Hayes yet?
Yeah, 3-1 up with 8 minutes to go. And that summed up our season. And we drew 3-0. So it has gone along those lines. We've dropped so many points from winning positions, which is a little bit unlike us. But we were 6 games unbeaten. I had the local paper last week saying, "You're having a sticky period." I said, "Yeah, we're 6 Liverpool's 5 games unbeaten." So they said, "Oh, should we?" I said, "Yeah, it is. Now it's 6. It builds up, and hopefully we will continue that Saturday." And the next 3 away games, I think we go to Bracknell, Milo, and Hayes. So that'll be very tough. But when you see, and Dean told me this, we're unbeaten at home. There's only 12 teams from steps 1 to 4 unbeaten at home, and I think we've had 10, 1, 4, drew 6, 6 draws. And that's the killer. Away from home, we're top of the away league. So we're unbeaten at home and top of the away league. You think, well, it's not bad. It's those home draws. Yeah. Whereas Hayes have won, and that's the difference between. And at the moment, I'll say the difference. They really put teams to bed that they should be, and we don't. We give them chances, and but we're hoping that we turn the corner a little bit on that. We are looking a little bit more organised. We've got a couple of players in there that made a big difference to us. And I think that we are getting, we're starting to get the players back. so that competition, that they know once this is, no matter how good a manager you are, there's someone on the bench you think, oh, he'll take my place next week. There's nothing to keep you glued up there.
So how sort of like clued in, well, I know it's a silly question, it's really saying this to you, but how clued in are you and maybe other managers to the fact that you look at it and say for instance, and we were using, I know he was on the bench at the weekend, someone like Alex Reed was on the bench at the weekend, and he's on the bench again next week, he's on the bench next week after that, he's on the week. How sort of clued in would somebody like yourself be, or say Danny would be, to look at it and go, might be a chance, you know, that we could go and get some. Not just to do this really, but I mean, you know, whoever.
What was that about?
Well, noticing players not playing
Oh, yeah.
7 days.
Oh, of course. But I mean, that happens. I mean, 7 days. Issues like I said, I think that the things we was talking about the Saturday, the 7 days, and that's a farce in itself. We had someone moan about that we'd spoken to a player before the 7 days were up, and they put a 7-day in for the player. Now they'd spoken to him a week before they put a 7-day in, and he told me, I'm not really playing really, I want to go and play for them. And then we get a bit of a snotty letter from their secretary saying we'd spoken to their player, which I did, so, but I think it's good, it goes as good for the game, if they do it. I mean,
you get players contact you.
Of course I do.
Is it a case of this 7-day approach thing? I mean, is it a case of like, you look at that and you think, really? I mean, as a manager,
ways of doing it.
But as a manager, would you sort of say, for instance, someone came with one of your players tomorrow and he hasn't been playing, he's unsettled, etc., etc. Would you let that team wait 7 days to talk to him, or would you just turn around and go,
it depends. I mean, like for instance, Wakery came with John and Barama, and I know they spoke to him, but John wasn't going to be playing for us. They were desperate for him, and lo and behold, I let him go. They found put 7 down on Thursday, I let him go on Friday, so play on Saturday. Because I didn't want to stand in his way. And it's a lot of times how things are done. I mean, 7 days don't mean a thing to me. If someone phones me up and says, look, Craig, we're interested in someone, do you want a 7-day or do you want to say? And it'll be a case of, look, the boy wants to go, he can go. Unless he's going to drop us in it for the Saturday. Sometimes when players say they want to go in, oh, will you release me? I say no, because you might be playing who's going to next week. In a week and our chances of winning the game. But with me, for instance, you could go through after Bostic League, the managers I get on well with. If I'm interested in one of the players, I'll find them. If it's the other half, and if you like drop one on me, then as far as I'm sure they've opened the doors.
And also as well, would it be a case of like, say for instance, in your league, if someone came with one of your players and it might be, I don't know, Wolfram Abbey, Marlow, Bracknell, Hayes and Yeddy, then do you sit there and you go, well, no, wait 7 days. Because they're also challenging for the title.
Yeah, I mean, you're never going to do anything that sort of weakens your position. But it might be well the case that one of those teams are could be happy, although if we played them twice, you're thinking, and you would feel, well, I'm confident we can finish above them anyway, they can do us only good.
Yeah.
So there's loads of factors, but
it comes to that, like nice, they want to go, want to play, see them go.
But there's the other cut. Now this is very people I consider to be very good friends in football, and you hear one of their players is unsettled in that. Now, I will, say for instance, Dean wants to get away in that. Okay, so I said, we'll have a chat with him, and they say, oh, he wants to give him a call. Now I'll give him a call, and I say, look, would you be interested? And if he says to me, I say, well, now I'm going to phone up whoever, and that's it. I won't take the conversation any further. But what I wouldn't want to do is because he might be a very important player. I wouldn't want to put a 7-dayer in. If I'm not saying I'm putting a 7-dayer in, if he's not interested anyway, because he's just going to rock the boat with someone. So, but if he is, I'll phone him up. So it's one of them horrible phone calls, you know. They are calls I making to people I consider to be mates. I'm going to put a 7-dayer into someone, so you're joking, blah blah blah. But you know, so I'll treat everyone will be treated differently. And a lot of the time, it's how I see the manager.
Well, somebody tweeted in earlier on asking, can you ask Craig who's the best chairman he's worked for?
Then
I won't be offended.
well, if I take that, obviously we Premier Club out of the equation.
You
No,
can't tell you, President.
but I mean, I've worked for some chairman that I would say I dislike more than any person on earth, which I won't name, but I think most people in football will know that. And there's been some really, really good ones. You know, I mean, I would say Dunnage, fantastic bloke. Nick and Jack Payne, unbelievable fellow. You know, I had a good relationship with Steve King at Billericay. We got on well. Jimmy Chapman at Ford, fantastic. The first job I ever done, Bill Reid at Barkingside, fantastic chairman. A good pal of mine took over, Greg Hall, bit slippery, but you know, I've gone really well with him on both sides. There's very, very few that I've not got on with, and I've worked at. But there's a couple of chairmen. Honestly, I wouldn't want to be left in a room on my own with them. I'll tell you, because I couldn't guarantee what I'd do. But no, I mean, by and large, I think that, you know, it's the age-old saying: the most important relationship at any club is between the chairman and the manager, and I think that is really vital. That is really vital because nothing will turn me off of a job more than if I fall out with the chairman. Never mind about players, about anything that happens. Well, if I fall out with the chairman, that's the time when I've got to go.
So is there clubs in your career you look at and think, well, I've heard rumours that they might be coming in for me to take over their team or whatever else, that you look at and go, no chance I'd ever take over down there.
Oh, without a doubt. And I've actually had them offer me, you know, and no chance. Not interested at all. And you know, I think anyone who knows me, you know, I know there's people who fucking don't like me, I know there's people I get on very well with, but no one would say I'd be anything less than straight. And I've had silly money thrown at me to either go to a club or stay in a club, but if I can't work with that person or if I don't think it's right, I'll go. And that's the reason the reason I walked away with Billericay. And it wasn't because I didn't get on well with Glenn, because I've known Glenn for 20 years. But we went over that last year, you know, when I came on.
Yeah.
And it was just something I couldn't have done. I could have sat there, took Glenn's money for the rest of the season, done well and everything, but it just wasn't right for me, you know. How he wanted it to be done, and I did. And we parted company. There was no real animosity about it. But there are other people that I've left with a lot of animosity. You know, and two big clubs, if you like, and how things were done, and left me really, really feeling better about it. And I still to this day, I do, you know, and it's not something. I mean, a lot of the time, when I talk about you fall out with people in football, that always happens, you know. More often than not, it's over a silly thing, you know. You just your passion and all that sort of thing, you know. And, but you see him a couple of months later, you have a beer, you shake hands, it's done and dusted. It's, you know, time cures it. But there's a couple of people that if I lived to be 100 and you talk to me about them, it'll give me go. I'll get angry about it. You know? So there you go. Anyway.
I mean, is there, if say for instance tomorrow you
ruin my night now.
but I mean, is there managers out there that you know of? So say for instance tomorrow you wake up tomorrow and Danny's moved on or whatever else.
Yeah.
I mean, is there managers out there that you look at and think cool. If anything like that did ever happen, that there's somebody there that you like the look of.
Well, hypothetically speaking,
Yeah.
of course. I don't know. I like the look of Glenn Driver. I think he's done a lot in non-league, and also Dane Barker, young manager. Stuff like that, but obviously at the moment it's Chapo, and I've got to support Chapo.
I was saying, I was just but I mean, literally out there, are you surprised that there is managers like the likes of Glenn Driver, Dean Barker, Paul Wickenden, and others that are out there that you look at and go, Struth, how comes every time a job came up? I mean, I know Terry used to say the same to me, these jobs could be coming up on a regular basis everywhere. If they apply for them, I didn't apply for them, I don't know. But if they apply for these jobs, and all of a sudden they're still not getting them. But that especially supposing the likes of Terry's say that he's a big name in Isthmian football. Realistically, as a manager, that you're surprised that there is people like the likes of Glenn Driver out there and Dean and these others out there that just don't seem to be able to get a job.
It's job comes up, there's always tons and tons of managers available, and you have the other different scenarios you can have where you might have a club that might not have a lot of money, or and they might want to promote from within. So you've got that, where they bring the reserve team manager through, or someone on the staff, so they could come through. And then you've got the situation which happened with me when I was at Chelmsford, where you get someone basically comes in and buys your job, and Jeff King coming in, money there. I had someone fair play when I was at Dulwich, was a manager who was still managing there. He came and tried to buy my job, and the chairman called me and he said, "Look, they've offered us this." He said, "We've turned them down," and I thought it was massive. I couldn't believe that. And he said, "Well, thanks very much." But so you've got those scenarios, and then you've got when you do go for a job, there's always going to be a lot of good people who go for it.
So, I mean, on the other hand, are you ever surprised that whenever maybe the chicken jobs come up for grabs, over the last few years or whatever, that are you surprised about the amount of applicants you've received, or disappointed by the amount of applicants you received?
We never went through a proper, call it marketing process really for managers. We've either had people at the right time who were assistantly being promoted. Every manager we've had, I've worked with, was the right person, right fit at the right time. And I think for me personally, every manager that's been here, I've had a great working relationship with. But there comes a time either the manager wants to go away, or as a chairman you have to make a decision about hiring a company manager, and it's hard because you have this good working relationship, you meet their family, their kids, their spouses, so it's never easy. So with Cheshunt, especially when the facilities how they've grown, we've been inundated, and we've always been inundated with people who help out. And then when we had the interest in Craig, it was kind of just a no-brainer, and that was without any marketing. We've got the man, and I must say that we've got a great working relationship, and you can see what we're trying to do with him, and he made a big decision in what he did to come here, and again, I dare say you've got lots of offers over the summer, which is and I'll never know the guy more true to his word. And you sit in the interview, and I've been in interview with managers, and you see the CV, and they say all the things you want to hear. But of course, the proof is in the day-to-day, and with Craig, I think the first style to the manager, bring in players, does exactly what it says on the team, get results, and we're really lucky, and fingers crossed we've got that continue.
You've got the best, you can't go anywhere else, can you?
I remember I came because I think you was away when I first.
I was away over there over Christmas.
Dead league. And sometimes you go in and meet people and you just take an instant like to them. And it went whenever we just had a brief chat, initial chat, and then because I was at Ware, you know, and I've been there, mum, and it went ever so well. And I made a lot of friends over there. There's good people. I like Nance, the chairman, got on fantastically well with Bill, the secretary, old Bill. And I said, look, you know, I've got to go and talk to them. And it was one of the hardest things I had to do. I think he knew. He came down, he was really upset. Never spoke to me for 3 months, give me the hardest time ever. And then when we beat him twice this year, I said, after last, I said, this man ain't going to talk to me for another 3 months. Because he's so passionate about the club. But I said, look, it's I can't turn it down. It's fantastic over there. Great people. I said, not here, but I told him I wouldn't be there longer than. So I went there and I think it was around just before Christmas. And I was going to see the season out. I'll keep it up, that sort of thing. But this I see me being here for a long time. Obviously, you've got to do the job. But I see that I could be here for a long time, you know. And there was the ambition there. And I found out my boys. I said, they said, how do you go? I said, well, it's just like our family. You know, they're the same people. You know, there's what our family are, and it's well, I don't think we've had a crossword really since we've in the year. It's over a year now. It's gone like that a year, you know. And it's gone really, really well on and off the pitch. And now I'm very, very happy. And aside from me and his dad, the people, like which all clubs have got, all of the volunteers and the people that help around the place, they were, you know, right from the work going, made me really welcome. And I just feel really at home here, you know. And I think when you've got a pride in the club you're managing, and you really feel at home and take it there, you make sure that your players do as well, that they really get that feel. And if they don't, I mean, sometimes players come in, and this is what people from the outside might not see. I think, oh, he's a really good player, and it just don't work out because he ain't buying into what you want to do. You know, and might be a terrific player, might be going to play for another club, he's fantastic. But he ain't right for us, and that's how we work. And you know, they've supported me all the way, and hopefully we can repay them by getting them up the leagues.
So that's one question I suppose everybody all sort of like one question I suppose everybody asked me to ask you the last time was when you came on before Christmas, and we didn't get a chance to ask it to you. And it's not necessarily about our league, but are you concerned about your old club in Billericay and what's going on and stuff?
Of course, you know, I've still, like you do. I mean, I was here for 7 years. I made a lot of friends over there. And of course you are, you know. But without knowing what's going on in there or anything, it's, I couldn't say. You know, I couldn't say what's going on. But obviously, they've let a hell of a lot of good players go. But they're still one in the mix. You know, got a good manager there, so. But I don't know what's going on. That's it, man.
Yeah, no, I'm not asking that.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't really had any contact with anyone at Billericay this season at all. You know, as supporters or anyone, you know, it has gone very quiet on that front. And, it'd be a shame, but I mean, a lot of it, when money goes in and all of a sudden it goes out, if it does, the club on its knees. But one thing they have got, you know, a fantastic stadium, which is never going to go away. So I don't know what the plans are with Glenn and all them, what they're planning to do. I ain't got a clue.
So who have you got the weekend?
Ashford.
Ashford, who are the sixth place team.
Yes, that should be a good game.
That's right, it's 4 points a match, isn't it? We win it 7 points, so we lose it 6 points. So it's another must-win game, don't we?
Yeah, certainly a draw.
No pressure.
We're at home. We'll be 2-0 up with 10 this season.
Draw.
Jake, Harley, who have they got the weekend?
We've got Harringay at home. So, tough one, but we've already beat them once. And last time a team top of the league come to Ireland, we beat them 1-0. So in 6 weeks' time, we might see Haringey now 10th in the league. But, no, I feel it'll be a very, very hard game. It'll be a lot different to where it was away, but we played well enough.
I think they'd get a lot of confidence out of last Saturday, the boys.
Yeah.
Getting a clean sheet as well, going away. And when you've had a game like that and you've got the league leaders coming down, you're not, well, in my experience, it's not that you're fearful, you can't wait for it, it'll be a game. So,
and the thing is, I suppose, as well, we've had against pace, isn't it? It's just what it is. It's what we've done here. Just literally, when you see them, they're just full of it, aren't they?
We won't be a factor with it.
No, exactly. Yeah, should be a good game.
Another El Plastico. But we had the Andy Wilkins Media Reposs Isthmian Show of the week. Team of the week. Bracknell got 6% of the vote. Felixstowe Wall got 27% of the vote. Kingstonian got 8% of the vote. But this week's winners were Ashford United, 59%. Keith won't be very happy for their 4-0 win over recently at.
So they won team of the week.
Yeah.
So that means Keith's come last.
Sorry,
Keith. I hope you're feeling better, mate.
Well, listen, the time has absolutely flown by once again tonight. It just seems to, every week it seems to just literally take off. And one minute you're looking at the clock and it's 7 o'clock, and the next minute you look at it, it's 9. But a massive thank you to Cheshunt for hosting us tonight. A massive thank you to Dean.
Anytime.
And to Mr. Craig, and of course Jake. Absolutely fantastic talking to you tonight. And everybody at Harlow, everybody in non-league, get behind this guy. I mean, this guy has done great things for non-league football at our level, so make sure you get behind him. And do you want to give out your Twitter feed? And
yeah, the YouTube channel's Harlow Town Fans TV, but the Twitter's at the Fogcast1, and 1 is a number rather than the letters. So yeah,
magic.
Come and give me a follow.
Absolutely. And I'll be back alongside hopefully Will Keith next week. But
depends how they get on Saturday.
but yeah, until then, I might not by myself, but until then, good night.
Good morning.